where to run Abyssal Deadspace. Where can you run it, and how do you do it? Well, it's never truly safe, but how do you avoid the obvious traps that happen a lot? So you need to be 1000 kilometers away from the nearest celestial gate, station, mobile depot, or other abyssal trace. You also cannot have a capsuleer log-off timer. You cannot start an abyssal deadspace inside a deadspace pocket. So if you take an acceleration gate, for example, behind that acceleration gate you cannot open abyssals. No deadspace pockets. You also cannot open an abyssal in an abyssal. As funny as that sounds, it does not work. So yeah, preferably you always start your abyssal runs from a safe spot. So preferably farther than 14.3 astronomical units or AU away from the nearest celestial or gate, if possible. Not always possible. So you want to be preferably outside of D-scan range of as much stuff as possible, because anything on D-scan range will detect the abyssal trace and can thus, like here, combat scan you down, and then they can come in. If you already went in, your trace will be visible and they can just combat scan it, sit there, wait, and gank you when you come out. You can never truly avoid it, but I always just make it as hard as possible for them to get to you. Another major takeaway from that is, do not run near trade hubs. This is just an explainer, this is a cheap ship. I know the risk, I am near Jita. Don't do this. This is also low tier, low value. If they gank me here, I still win. So don't do this with Gilas and high tier ships, plus you'll go suspect, as I'll get to in a moment. So essentially, I made a spot between like celestials and some other stuff. I was a bit lazy with it, but you can make a better safe spot than I did. Make one, for example, like here between those two gates, but this is the Cheetah gate, so this is a high traffic region, so it might be preferable to make it safe somewhere else to avoid the main traffic lanes. I am not visible from any Stargate, also not visible from here. There are no stations on my D-scan. I am in the middle of dead space. There will be some anomalies and some other stuff around here, but mostly the traffic that I get is other people in safes and travelers, essentially people flying by. So this is a relatively okay safe spot. Still near Jita, so never trust that part. Stay away from trade hubs, they are dangerous. So the only thing I scan is a Pioneer, so it's probably in an asteroid belt or anomaly or something of the sort. Combat scanner only one, which means they're not actually scanning me down. Because then you'll see more. So system security status matters a lot when you're an Abyss. You cannot run any Abyssal, you cannot open any Abyssal filament in tier 1.0, in a 1.0 security system, a 0.9. So that's why I'm in a 0.7. Essentially, if you do open higher tier filaments in higher security status, you will get a suspect flag. And that means that any capsuleer can freely engage you. So if you come out, don't whine, it is not a gank, that is legitimate PvP. You agreed to it when you entered. If you come out a suspect, there will be no Concord coming to save you or to punish them, because it's more punishing them than saving you. Concord doesn't really save people. it only punishes gankers after the fact. So take care which abyssal tier you run where, as some will give you suspect flags when exiting the run, so this means capsules can engage you in high sec without Concord intervening. To avoid the suspect flag, you need to adhere to a few basic rules, like 0, 1, 2 and 3 can be done in 0.8 or lower. If you want to do a 4, tier 4 raging, that is 0.7 or lower. Tier 5 can be done in 0.6 or lower. And tier 6 you absolutely need to be in 0.5 or lower to avoid suspect flags. Of course, you can be a badass and just invite everybody to come and kill you freely, and don't do that one. Just don't. Just don't, unless you're baiting. Don't. So you can enter Abyssal deadspace in high sec, low sec, null sec and wormhole space. Abyssal traces can be combat scanned and they can be seen on directional scan if your setup tracks filament traces. Some basic setups may not have it on there, or maybe you get lucky, but people who know what they're doing will manually add it to the overview and then it will show up on the directional scan if you use that preset. So be mindful. Expect ganks if you're near trade hubs, because they will happen. There are a lot of people that hunt abyssal runners, especially in high sec, and if you spot one in null sec or wormhole, of course you have the opportunity. Yeah, why not? So that is it for this one. This was the second one in the series. So please like and subscribe. You can watch me on Twitch or on Kick as well. And I will see you in the next one.